You sit down to take a break, and without thinking, your hand's already on your phone. You start scrolling. Open this app, nothing new. Open that app, nothing new. And when you go to bed, your thoughts are constantly racing. It's like you want to rest, but you can't. And I've been there. And I worked with hundreds of people who tried everything. Routines, mindset shifts, hustle monk mode, and still feel stuck in their own mind. That's why in this video, I'm gonna walk you through what's actually happening when your mind won't let go and why typical fixes never work. Because no one talks about this. Most people blame themselves for something their nervous system is doing to protect them. And I want to change that. We're going to look at the 4 hidden layers that keep your brain stuck in survival and how to finally shift back into clarity without force. Because it was never about doing more, it's about whether your body feels safe enough to rest. But first we need to talk about the most important thing you need to understand when it comes to your brain never resting. And to understand that, we need a little story from World War II. During the war, there was a Japanese soldier who was stationed in the Philippines. And when the war ended in 1945, he didn't believe it. He stayed hidden in the jungle for nearly 30 years because he was convinced that the surrender was a trick. He kept alert all the time, even though the danger was long over. And when we hear that, we easily dismiss him as crazy, right? But he was just following the last order he received. Never surrender, always be ready to fight. But what has this to do with your mind? Well, the same as the soldier didn't relax, even though there was no danger, your mind does the same. It only knows danger, tension and stress, and the moment you relax, it feels wrong for it. The moment you do something else than being high alert, like just being still, it's like the soldier neglecting his duties. And neglecting his duties would mean severe punishment. And for your mind, it would mean death. So better always do or think about something just to be safe. And this is just your system reacting and behaving like something is wrong. Like that you have to fight for your life all the time, even though all is well. And I know, you might think now,
yes, okay, but I should be able to handle this. Everyone else seems to get their shit together, so can I then. I just need more discipline.
but seriously, how can this be the case if you already did so much? People that watch my videos can usually take responsibility. They are capable of change and are driven. You already do so much to solve your problem. Okay, so in this case it must be it. You are broken beyond fixing. But let's zoom out a bit. Do you remember last winter when you got that angry text from your friend? And you wanted to respond eloquently, but your fingers didn't trigger the screen because they were too cold. It's not like you didn't know what to write. You just couldn't because of your state, because of your cold fingers. And the same goes for fixing your overactive mind. You know what to do, but your state doesn't allow it. And the state is your survival mode. Constant stress, because your system tries to protect you from danger. And more structure, better planning, more productivity, more discipline, more stress will not help if your body learned that it's unsafe to pause. Let me be crystal clear. You don't have a discipline issue. You have a stress issue. You cannot rest because you are afraid. Think back. Maybe there was a time when you were a kid and you were relaxing with your Saturday morning cartoons. And then a parent stormed in and shouted at you why your room was so filthy. Or why you rested when your homework wasn't done. Maybe you learned to distinguish the sounds of random cars on the road and the car of your parent turning into the driveway. Or you clearly figured out how their footsteps or their keys turning sounded when they came home. By that time, you already learned to be on high alert. And having them see you resting could be potential harm. So when you heard them, you immediately got shaky. Maybe you jumped up, ran into the kitchen and pretended to clean something or do your homework. Not because you wanted to do that, but because you didn't want to get punished again. Fast forward a couple years and you live by yourself. There's no one around you forcing you to do something, but that fear is still inside of you that when you stop, rest or do something you enjoy, the next moment could end in punishment. That's why your mind won't rest and tries to find all the things you might have missed. And you think you're an adult. You think you're building a life, but your whole life is built around avoiding punishment. And therefore your natural and totally understandable plan is to do more in less time. How to be more productive, how to work smarter, how to automate, how to build more discipline to get everything done ASAP, because you literally can't do it later, because that means punishment. And maybe you can see already how flawed that belief of discipline is now. We need to like what we do in order for it to become more disciplined. Just doing more only perpetuates the pattern of stress instead of relieving it. It's psychotic when you think about it. You try to solve the pattern from inside the pattern. You're trying to rest and have your mind calm down by stressing more. Basically, it's not your thoughts that you're tired of. It's the pressure to prove that you deserve to rest. And you felt this for years. You just didn't know there's another way. The real shift begins when you stop trying to force peace and start recognizing that you're already safe. And you won't do that by a 20-minute meditation in the afternoon, by a cold plunge in the morning, or taking melatonin at night. You do that by finally stepping out of the state that's running everything. But if it's stress, What's been holding your mind hostage? What do you do when rest doesn't work and discipline just makes things worse? Well, in this video you will see why your current way of coping is backfiring and why actually doing nothing is the greatest productivity hack you miss. So click here and watch it now.